Good morning. It's me, artisanmc, and you have now embarked on the hero's journey. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I have a headache, so I'm a little bit turned down. And as you can see, my head is pretty big. That's a pretty big headache. That shit hurts. So you'll forgive me if I'm a bit muted today. I don't think it's sinuses because my nose is clear, but it happened yesterday after I watched the Ronald Rousey fight. That did piss me off because it was so short. But it happened when I was playing Rivals, and I was having to yell at some people. Fucking idiots playing. So I had to do something. I took some aspirin, some headache relief this morning. And I'm drinking my water today. But I don't function well with headaches. Headaches make me want to go back and lay down in bed because my head is too big for that shit. So anyway, how's everybody doing? You have now embarked on the hero's journey. I'm artisanmc, your trusty guide. And I'm going to go ahead and get this in and move it on. Like I said, I did watch the Rousey Carano fight yesterday, if you want to call it that. And I'm really disappointed. I am. And mind you, I'm disappointed for the same reason. Well, scratch that. I'm disappointed having come through the Tyson years. Yeah. Having come through the Tyson years of pay-per-view and watching and paying for fights like that, I was very disappointed with this Netflix experience of watching the Carano fight. Because first off, I don't know what it was with Netflix, but every time they want to stream a huge live event, their service becomes shit. I had to restart that app 5 times. 5 times. Now, I don't know if they didn't understand what the bandwidth requirements were for streaming something like that. What? But I had to restart it. It crashed. It crashed. I'm just trying to watch it live. It crashed 5 times. And I had to keep going back out and restarting it to have it start again and crash during all those fucking commercials, which I still, for the life of me, don't understand how we got to a point where I pay for a streaming platform without commercials to now have goddamn commercials. Fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. I'm going to have to go back to watching, my own copies of stuff because I don't want to watch commercials. That's the whole point of having streaming. I don't want to watch commercials. You don't need to sell to me, goddammit. I don't want to watch commercials. I understand that's how the business model works. I understand that. I understand that's how you get paid. Sort of. You get paid off your subscriptions. I don't want to watch fucking commercials. So every time we went to one of these damn commercial breaks, fluctuations, the shit would crash. So I ended up having to watch the fight on my fucking phone because it had a better fucking signal on my cell phone carrier than going through your goddamn app on my television. It didn't break. It didn't drop. So I was, you know, a bit uninterested. I was a bit annoyed by that. Outside of that, the fights were good. The fights up until Gina and Rhonda were actually really good fights. I liked all of those fights. I didn't know Nick Diaz was from Stockton. My son should be proud. But it was a good fight because, bro, homeboy was beating on his ass. He was giving him some stiff ones. It's a different thing to watch a fight instead of being in it. To watch a fight and be able to see somebody catching just straight, like you should have blocked that, bro. Like, ouch. There was some dudes taking some shots yesterday. Some shots. So I was thinking about Beastly Nerd over here training for MMA, and then my cousin who trains MMA. And if they were watching this fight, because there was some good legends actually fighting. And the fights that they were having proves to you that you don't need to be the biggest, buffest motherfucker to put a whooping on anybody. You don't. You just need to be the most skilled. Or have the grit to stand in there and get punched. Plain and simple. The first fight, I was looking at their, little match cards, little fight cards. They're bringing a picture up, and the guys had the, full on front picture and shit like that. And I'm looking at that dude's face, and it's like, that is a fighter. Because he got the grizzled rock-like face, the cauliflower ear on this side, and just the look. Like, that's a fucking fighter, dude. You're going to have to beat the shit out of him. And sure enough, he did get the shit beat out of him by a big, tall, black-ass Cuban. But they were good fights. Everyone up until Gina and Rhonda were good fights. They were. The Gina and Rhonda fight, disappointing. 17 seconds. Fuck you, man. That was disappointing. If this was the days of pay-per-view and I paid like $75, $75 for that shit, and you went in for the pay-per-view party and stuff like that, and you got tacos and chips and all that stuff, people to come over and watch that shit, I'd have been pissed off. I'd have been pissed. Fucking tremendous letdown, dude. Tremendous letdown. Now, for all the promos and the hype packages that I didn't watch, mind you, I watched their weigh-ins, I watched their little meetings and stuff. I didn't watch none of that boxing bullshit that they do, because that's where they get that shit from. It's from boxing or fucking wrestling. I don't watch any of that shit because I don't care about all that shit talk. I know goddamn well you guys are mostly friends and you just trying to hype up the fight. It's a story, it's a narrative. Whatever. Do that for the normies. I have to use that word. Do it for them. I don't give a shit about all that. Get in the ring and show me what you're gonna do. Fuck, I watched an hour-long documentary on the two of them coming back to fighting after such long hiatuses, and ending each of their careers in a loss. So yeah, that part, that little hype part, that little story part is actually good because that's the real part. So I'm interested to see this goddamn fight. I'm interested to see Gina throw some hands with somebody after so long. I really am. I'm really matching it up in my head like, damn, Ronda might, she might take a few, man. I'm waiting to see that. Gina ready to get punched in the face? Let's see it. The movie Top Kicks got some snap on 'em, man. I want to see somebody take one of those. Get into the match. Basically, some barroom shit. All that lead up, all that pomp and circumstance, all that bullshit to get in there, double leg to an arm bar. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. I didn't want to see that shit. Even though I know it's in her to do it. Even though I know it's in her to do it. That is not what the fuck everybody was showing up for. That should have been the last thing you pulled out. If you know you could do that. Well, she don't have an answer for this. Maybe she don't. But you know what? For all them paying customers that paid to get into Inuit Dome, who have their subscriptions in Netflix and are watching this shit, for all the little young girls around here who you think you selling this shit to, who want to see that you can do it even after a long time, you can do it. Why the fuck would you end the match in 17 seconds? Even if you know you could. That looked real pussy to me. And it wasn't because it was two chicks in the ring. That looked real pussy. Like, nigga, you ain't even gonna give us a fight? Because that was totally under their control. Once it was let's get it on, it's totally under their control. Totally. Didn't even throw a punch. Didn't even get to throw a punch. This is the kind of shit that made me not like watching MMA. That the best parts of watching MMA to me was watching clips. You know why? Because I watched the Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn fight, and them motherfuckers paced each other for like 5 minutes around the ring. Like they too scared to go in. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? It's like watching boxers hug the whole time. Man, if you don't back the hell up and start throwing some hands, that shit was lame. That shit really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. That is not what I showed up for. I showed up to see somebody actually throwing some hands. Two women that I know can actually fight. I wanted to see them throw some goddamn hands. And my thinking is, if you know everybody showed up and you got your money just for getting in the goddamn ring, then why don't you give them a little bit of a show? Why don't you touch gloves and like, come on, man, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. It's been a while. Let's see if you lost a step. Because it's been a while for Gina. It ain't been a while for Ronda. So she should be able to get in there, take a few of those. And if it started getting she started getting a little squirrely, like, okay, Gina, tag me with a good one. Fuck that bitch. That's the end of that arm game. Then get it. But no, 17 seconds off the bat, you're not getting a rematch? Fuck, dude. What a fucking letdown, dude. What a letdown. This is why your ass was born in WWE. This is why. One trick pony. One trick pony. That shit was boring as fuck to me. And it sounded like, coming out of my mouth, I'm just blaming Ronda for that shit. And basically, I guess that's what it would be. She the one went for that shit that damn early. What? You had a couple babies and you afraid to get hit now? There's some pain that you cannot endure now? Look, this other bitch ain't fought in 17 years. She willing to get up in the ring and get punched in the head? What the fuck is your problem? You just had 3 bangers of fights. Not a one of them boring. All of them ended with quick knockouts. The Diaz one just ended because he leaking like he on his fucking period from all over his body. You get in there and pull a 17-second bullshit? Come on, man. We know you can do that. It's not special. It ain't fucking amazing. You've done other people quicker. But it makes it seem like your legacy is just having quick matches because everybody don't do fucking judo. They were saying the same shit about the brother that was in there, the Nigerian that was in there beating the shit out of people because he usually beats people by KO hella quick. Yeah. But see, he had to throw hands. They ain't submission wins where somebody has to give up to say they fucking arm. What fighter won his arm broke? She not that damn cute. She ain't got to worry about getting punched in the face. Gina got more to worry about than that. But I wanted somebody to throw some goddamn hands. That is not what I saw. So all that documentary video and time sparred and what really brought me back and all that bullshit was just bullshit. It was just for a check. Because that's the kind of shit you do for a check. I showed up in the ring. That's it. I got paid. And all shits and giggles and smiles afterwards. I don't want to see these motherfuckers smiling in the ring. Start throwing some fucking punches. Fuck. The after part of the match was longer than the goddamn match. And then I got to see Jake Paul, annoying ass, fake fight, don't punch me in the face ass. Standing up there. This is a vet. Oh, MVP. What? You promoted this? So this is what you promoting. Bullshit fights. And you want to fight everybody that's up there. Man, shut up. I can respect your hustle. I can respect your grind. But shut up. For real. It is only white YouTubers who can get it that big. Only white YouTubers. MVP. Mostly vacuous productions. Mostly valueless pugilists. Fucking bullshit, dude. I hated that shit. I hated it. I like seeing Gina. She dropped all that weight. She got fighting fit. I wanted to see her throw. I wanted to see her throw some hands. I really did. I'm not saying she would have landed a bunch, but I just want to see her get in there and throw some hands again. Ronda could have dodged that shit, or she could have fucking took it. I'm more interested in seeing that. Y'all do fake Hollywood fighting all the time. Let's throw some goddamn hands. I'm showing up to watch a fight, not an exhibition of fucking judo takedowns. The lamest fucking takedown, too. A double leg? You should be able to get out of a double leg. Come on, man. I just watched not 2 fights before that. That little motherfucker fighting the big black dude, the Nigerian, he went for a double leg. And what that Nigerian do? Put them legs back, spread it out, got that motherfucker down, damn near guillotine choked him. Gina, you know that. Come on, man. Run it in for a double leg, you buoy tie, give her a knee. But you take it? God damn, you put up more of a fight in Deadpool. You put up more of a fucking fight in Deadpool. You should have my head hurting, man. I was upset. I was really upset. I'm like, huh? That's like going to a rock concert. The motherfucker come out and do half of a song and walk off because he didn't feel there was enough people in the stands. You tear that goddamn building down. The fuck? Not after all this money I paid. And that's why that Inuit Dome was mostly empty most of the time. You ain't fooling me by putting lights on the seat so people can't see that the seat is empty. Mostly empty. Bullshit. Bullshit. I get a better fight out of WWE women's division. And most of that shit is slow and boring. Pissed, dude. Pissed. So it was disappointing to me. Even Gina was saying it after the fight. I didn't get to get anything off. She sounded like she was surprised. Rhonda wasn't. I want to go home and make some more of these babies. Oh, so you did do it for a check. Look, I'm not surprised. At least in boxing, they used to be called prize fighters because you're fighting for the prize. You're fighting for money. This little mop-headed motherfucker who's promoting this shit or co-promoting this shit, he just did it. Got him a little bag off of it. Survived in a fight with somebody who should have took his fucking block off just for promotion and money. So he took that and rolled it into MVP. And now he promoting y'all to do the same shit. What's the point of getting more money to do nothing, to do less than what you're getting paid to do? I'm not paying $35 for a car wash for motherfuckers not to touch my wheels, not to touch the inside. No, nigga. You don't get to spray the outside and let me drive off the lot and let the air dry it. No. Not for them goddamn prices. That's an embarrassment. And the only way I know they'll spin it to be happy about the shit is because the viewing audience was large. Yeah, but you know what you won't get numbers on? How disappointed the motherfuckers were. Because they actually wanted to see these two women fight. That's what they said they was going to get in the ring and do. That's not what we got. I didn't get an octagon brawl. I got a Saturday night lesbian hug session. And on that, I cannot watch this shit for another 2, 3 years. I can't because that's what it does for me. I cannot watch it. Sure, Gina got paid. Rhonda got paid. Big fucking deal. Gina ain't really doing no work in Hollywood right now. Good for her. She got a bag. She can live off of that. Rhonda, I ain't seen her in anything in Hollywood in a while. Fine. She can go muck out the stalls, raise her chickens and goats, and have her babies with her boyfriend, husband. Fine. Whatever the fuck. Life goals. You can raise your kids off that. Life goals. Cool. But what do us, the people who paid for you to do this shit, get out of it? Fucking flat levers, blue balls. That's what we get. And that's what makes me pissed off. Now, honestly, I didn't pay any more on my streaming service than I already do to watch this goddamn fight. Nothing more. The only thing I have to deal with is fucking commercials. For what? All the production stuff that went into this is now wasted. Look, man, I don't know who keeps track of this shit, but this should go down as the most underwhelming fight ever promoted. Ever promoted. At least in a Tyson fight, it would be over in 30 seconds. At least it was over in 30 seconds because somebody threw a goddamn punch. You can go back and watch the highlight reel and see that motherfucker. What you gonna watch of this? You fucking kidding me? That's a waste of your time to train for that long. Hell no. Nah. Hell to the no. And they was already saying, oh, no matter the outcome of the fight, Ronda has a position, whatever she wants to do in MVP. I'm not watching anything from MVP with her ass in front of it or Jake Paul. I'm not watching shit because the both of y'all legacies is shitty matches. That's the last thing in my mind. Shitty matches. A lot of promotion, a lot of bluster, a lot of talk, shitty match. Both of y'all can stand up there and say, I fought my idol, but never really fought their idols. Mike couldn't hit Jake in the face. Ronda didn't get hit in the face. No. No. Disappointment. Disappointment. I could have watched something else. I could have watched the other episodes of this Darth Maul, Shadow Lord. I could have watched the rest of that shit. I could have watched Man on Fire. I could have watched Caught Stealing, which is on Netflix now. Like, oh, I want to see that in the theater. Is this on Netflix? Yeah, let me put this. Make sure I put this on my list. If I had time, I would have watched that shit before I watched your matches. No, wasted. Wasted time. Wasted potential. Instead of making something look fucking epic, you made the biggest disappointment ever. Blue balls on Netflix. Fuck you. That didn't even need to be live. You could have recorded that shit and let somebody watch it some other time. So I was not happy. I was happy going into it. I was excited. I thought I was really going to see something. I didn't see shit. I saw 3 other good matches, which, if you think about it, they're the main fight, right? They're the main event of this shit. 2 women who people want to see fight that never fought, and in my mind, they still ain't never fought. They've still never fought. So you ain't settled shit. And 3 other matches with men. You know what I got out of that? At least the men show up to actually fucking fight. But the women show up to just get praised for doing little. You ain't even did much as the first fight on that card. You mean to tell me all the undercards was better than the main event? All of them? All of them really showed up to fight. But you didn't. And you're the main event. That was a waste. Your ass should have been the opening card with that shit. You should have been. You should have opened the show and then sat your ass in the bleachers and watched everybody else have real fights. You could have sat right down there with Jake Paul and his made up champagne room at the side of the ring and act like you had the VIP experience. You could have sat there with his ass. I'm done, man. I don't need to watch this shit no more. I came back to watch this shit, thoroughly disappointed in the main event. And I cannot watch that shit again. I damn sure won't be watching another offer from this production company because this production company don't have enough goddamn sense to have their fighters actually fight. They're more worried about clicks and views because that's where the money is. You don't actually have to do anything. You just have to make sure they show up to watch you. If I was Netflix, I'd want my money back, at least a part of it. Whatever I paid them to fucking Muppets to stand up in the ring and do that bullshit. I want my money back, Jake. You owe us. You in our pocket now. Because we paid for a fight, and that wasn't a fight. Mixed media assistance. So that was how I spent part of my Saturday, wasting my time watching that fucking fight, which I could have heard about somewhere. I could have heard about today, and it would have been over in the same amount of time it took them to have that fucking fight. Oh, Gina lost. Really? How? Oh, armbar. God damn, really? How long did that take? 17 seconds? Okay, well, I'm done with that. 17 seconds, too. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit, dude. Just bullshit. Which probably hastened my headache because after I watched that shit and was so disappointed, because I damn sure didn't show up for Gina's weight loss journey. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care about her marrying her longtime boyfriend. Oh, because now you get married because you got a bag? Why didn't y'all get married a long time ago? You've been together all this goddamn time. The bag brought the ring, huh? It's not like she having another fight, nigga. You could have still kept doing the same shit you've been doing. After that, because I gotta get off of that. That shit is making my head hot. After that, since I was so pissed off about that, I jumped on Rivals to go ahead and play, my Devil Dinosaur. It looks like a Dinobot. And then I had to start screaming at people. Well, not screaming at people, just cussing at people on the game. Because I was playing ranked and I was played quick play. And I know Beastly Nerd is out there somewhere saying, like, no, shaking his head, like, no, bro. No. Yes, the fuck I did. I did play quick play on the weekend and ranked on the weekend and played with fucking surrender monkeys. And I'm upset on the game, cussing at these pussies for not putting up a fight. The same way I just saw these other two chicks up there not putting up a fucking fight. And I was irritated. That's when I noticed my head start hurting. So I found a video today that kind of encapsulates what I was feeling. And I thought it was funny because, one, I was going to share it with Beastly, but he probably already knows the dude. He's on YouTube, but he's actually speaking my frustration. And he encapsulated it really well. So if y'all know this brother, Cloud Rio, y'all can support him, but I'm going to play his words on what I was having, my problem I was having while I was cussing in Rivals yesterday after the Chrono hugging, drive-by hugging. And this is it. I wonder if I should blow it up bigger. Fuck it, that's what it's gonna be.
Can somebody tell me why the start of the season is the worst time in the world to queue for rank? I got called a whole monkey today for helping out my other healer. I'm filling in heals, I'm helping him out. I cuss him back out, now I'm queue banned for 4 hours. I can't play rank.
That's fucked up. I was doing the same shit. I was running with people who, one, wouldn't play healers. So you trying to fight a team with no healers. And then when we did have 3 fucking healers, the 3 of them couldn't muster over 10 saves. The other team had 2 healers. They was at 50. 50 fucking saves. They team could not go down. But I got 3 healers and they can't muster 10 between the 3 of them.
It's nothing but agents and throwers. People that want to argue, find a way to give up, surrender button, just pop it up left and right. Rivals is one of the only games I know you can't play it on the weekends because the throwers are out. You can't play it at the start of the season because the throwers are out. Agents everywhere. You can't play at the end of the season. Somebody tell me when is the best time to play because you can't play after 7 p.m.
Don't that sound fucked up? You're a working person. You may like playing this game. When do you actually have time to play this shit? If you actually work a regular job. After 7 p.m. during the week? And on the goddamn weekends. When did he just let y'all know is the worst times to fucking play? Beasley's told me this. I've seen it and experienced it for myself too. I know it. I know it. But as a functioning adult, This is the time that I have available to me. And this is the shit that I get. This is the shit I'm playing in. Fucking surrender monkeys and people who don't know how to play their goddamn roles. Bruh, I deal with that enough in real life. Fucking hell. And I'm sitting there because it started the new season. So everybody got dropped back down to bronze, or most of us. And here I am trying to battle my way back out of that shit. And I'm like, this is why motherfuckers don't want to play this fucking game. This is exactly why. Because you motherfuckers make this shit not fun. Not fun. It is a frustratingly annoying experience. Like, I don't know, wiping your ass with a cactus. Just painful. Just painful. Oh my fucking God. This is anyway, let's finish the video.
At night with I'm confused, dog. This is the only game with so much restrictions.
Wait, are you also fat?
Yeah, I'm fat.
And like,
I don't know. Do you have a boyfriend?
Probably never.
I guarantee you I look better than your boyfriend. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Where your boyfriend at? Where your man's at?
That's a low bar, bro.
Where your
You see this little shit talking girl? This was the type of person that the Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey fight was supposed to be reaching. This is also why I do not have my volume on. I can't hear none of these motherfuckers what the hell they saying at all. At all. I don't want to hear them. I don't. I'm not with this over the internet shit talking. Fuck you. I don't want to hear that shit. So all conversation is muted. If I say something, they can hear it. I don't hear what they say back. I don't want to hear them talking. I don't want to hear all the noise in the background they have going on. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Let me just play the game and try to enjoy it like that and still get frustrated because I can see the stupidity in which these motherfuckers play. The same pussy shit that I saw in that goddamn fight yesterday with real people.
man's at? Where your man's at? Where your man's at?
A monkey, bro?
Where your man's at?
Come on, bro.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just watched that Michael Jackson movie. That monkey was loved. I don't know.
The way you're talking.
I don't know. That monkey was loved. I don't know what to tell you. Yo, bruh. Can somebody tell me why the start of the season?
So shout out to Cloud Rio for expressing my pain. But I know I'm not alone. Beastly in this bitch. He played that shit. This is why I went back to playing Division again. You know why? Because people on Division actually want to play. They'll actually get into a scrap with you. Because you have to. There is no option. You got to chat. You can talk shit all you want to. But you know what? You show up to actually play the goddamn game and try to play it well. And look out for each other. Because if not, you all gonna get killed. All of you. There is no time for all that bullshit chicken shit stuff. I had a player with me yesterday while I was playing Division. I'm trying to crack 1,000 with my character. So my number is up there. It's like 989. Haven't cracked 1,000 yet. There's people up there with 1,700s. 17,000, excuse me. Numbers behind their name. They've been playing that shit for a while. I have not. And not that damn diligently like every day. No. So I'm trying to crack 1,000. I throw up a call for backup. Why? Because I'm playing something that's a daily requirement to play, everybody has to do that shit. And it's easier to do it if you got some other people. It aids them. It's an easy mission. You can do it by yourself. But if you're high enough level, if you're not, it's helpful to have these other people with you because then you can help them through. That's what I did. I'm at 989. The person that showed up for the call for help was 10. Was 10. I remember what it was like when I was 10. Bro, the only way you can get into any of these higher levels is with somebody else. Fine. I'm not mad about that shit because he's a lower ranked player. I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna have to keep healing this motherfucker. No, it ain't none of that. Let's just throw this mission. No, there's no surrender. There's no throwing. You either make it out or you fucking don't. You have your ass laid out there on the ground waiting for somebody to come get you. We ran through the mission. We got out of that shit. He died a couple times. I died a couple times. Why? Because I'm playing a new build. This armor is not built up. Nigga, this one cannot tank hits like my other one. And I'm using less powerful weapons, which really cranks up the difficulty. Even on a level I know I can walk through. We got through that shit. He good. He got a bunch of extra bonus armors and stuff that's higher than the level that he's on. I helped him. He helped me. Got through it, done with. It wasn't no surrendering. There wasn't no, let me throw this, let me go run and hide. It wasn't none of that shit either. Everybody was in the fight, and everybody was in the fight to fight. Rivals, can't get that shit. Can't get that at all. I don't know what it is with this society, but it's just stupid. I know what it is. It's feminism. So, what's up, Stack and Starvey? Yeah, you say you just started in January. You're the one that just started with your brother, right? Yeah, 7 years old. It's still a good game. Still a good game. 7 years running. 7 years running. And I think you're the one who said it. Your brother got you to play it. My brother got me to play that shit. And I thanked him for it afterwards. But I can do shit like having one loadout that's pretty maxed and my character is good and I can jump into heroic and stuff like that and hold my own without somebody having to revive me the whole damn time. Or I can do a new loadout like I did and play a character that might not make it through some hard shit. Still the same character, just a different loadout, different set of weapons to upgrade, different set of armors to upgrade, a different set of play styles because I'm not using my trusty drone, which I love. I'm using my rolling mines, deflector shields, some of this other shit that I'd never maxed out. Makes your fighting style different. I'm fine with that. That kind of variation keeps a game being replayable. There is not that kind of variation on Rivals. The only thing they keep doing is moving the goalpost. That's it. Lord is not the max anymore. They stretched that out to what, 50, 100 beast? And now we threw more characters in there. Well, who's going to want to spend all that goddamn time playing this shit with these loser ass players to even develop the rest of those characters? I'm still working on the original set. And it takes so fucking long. You have to deal with so much bullshit with these people playing the game. Dude, It is not a labor of love. I can tell you that much. It's a battle of attrition. Not playing the game, dealing with the people on the game. Dealing with the number of fucking shitty conversations and thrown matches you're going to have to deal with to level up one goddamn character to where you want it. I couldn't even get Devil Dinosaur to level 2 without having to put the damn controller down. Like, you know what? I'm going to bed. I'm going to fucking bed. Because this is not getting better. I'm going to bed. Thank you, Beast. Yeah, champion is 70. Okay. So they stretched it out another fucking, what, 50, 60? Went to 20 before. Now it's at 70, 50. Threw another 50 on that bitch. Why? I hadn't maxed out all the rest of them before yet. And mind you, I only turned this shit on, Beastly, because of your ass. I only turned this shit on this weekend because of your ass. Why? You sent me that goddamn video for Cyclops. I turned that shit on to play Cyclops. There's no Cyclops to be played. But Devil Dinosaur was kind of fun. So I played the fucking dinosaur. Why not? I ain't got nothing against T-Rexes. Like a Dinobot Godzilla, I'm down. Let's run it. Had more fun chomping on motherfuckers and throwing them like pit bulls than I think I might have had playing Cyclops. But now I got to wait a whole half a season before I get that shit. Bait and switch. Got suckered into something else on the weekend that was not what was advertised. Cyclops is on Rivals. No, he's not. Not for a while longer. Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano are going to fight. No, they're not. They're going to hug on the ground for a minute and call it a match. That's twice in one fucking weekend. Is this where society is? We say shit, promise shit, and never deliver. And everybody's supposed to be happy with it. And if you call it out and say and complain about it, they call you some kind of, some kind of name that's supposed to shut you up or sideline your opinion. This is where we are with all media. Because, I can go back to just reading books. I got plenty of those. And reading is not the slowest thing I do. The only thing that makes a difference to me now is I have to use shit like this now. Fucking reading glasses. But I can just go back to doing that all the time. Because this shit is trash. It's not making it a fun time. It's not even making this shit relaxing. So I played the Division to have fun and relax. I played, the Blood Hunt on Rivals. That was relaxing because at least that way, you got 4 or 5 people up there. Everybody's fighting. Nobody's running. Everybody fights. And it's just hordes and hordes of enemies. And I'm up there playing the shit on Nightmare 15 multiple times. Just to have fun. And level up characters. Just fun. Still in Rivals. Still playing the characters I might want to play. Blade Knight, Punisher, Thor, Fucking Jeff the Shark dressed as a dinosaur. Still having fun. Still playing the characters. Not playing in that other bullshit. I don't know. But that was my angst for Saturday. Get to this other shit that y'all might be interested in. So, since I mentioned the Punisher, I believe I put out a video for Punisher One Last Shot or One Last Kill that came out last week. I don't know who in the audience has saw it, but I'm used to you guys have not seen most of this stuff until later, which is disappointing. I know Malika said that he saw it already and gave some cross promotion for another show. Good. It was only less than an hour. I found the reviews of Punisher One Last Kill interesting. Mostly what I heard was positive, but some people were being very critical of it, and critical in the sense that it didn't have enough story. Well, that being said, it was a Punisher show. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Batman. It's not Daredevil. It's a Punisher show. Punisher's not known for a lot of dialogue. That's why he had the war journals, which is just him, monologuing about what he did. It ain't him talking to a bunch of people. Now, granted, it's a television show. You might expect a little bit more, but it's still the Punisher. And you ain't showing up for the fucking dialogue. You're showing up to see him brutalizing, in some senses, criminals. It is. It's violence porn. And that's what I got. I got from being really disturbed and taking out really bad people. I don't have a problem with that. Now, I will say, I think this was Corey's point on Double Toasted, that they didn't show the Punisher being more strategic. You're right. They didn't. And yes, that's something that's missing from him. The way they tried to show it to you without telling you about it is the fact that he has all that stuff plastered up on the walls. That it shows that he does think methodically about all this stuff and sets this all up. But they didn't tell you outright. No, they didn't. They just showed it to you. That is what you're supposed to figure out. That nobody sets all them clippings like that up on the wall without having some kind of strategic thought process going on. It's television, so they showed it. It's not radio. They didn't have to tell you. So that was one criticism. The other criticism, the main criticism of the show, which was about the terrible CG on one stunt scene. Who gives a fuck? I mean, really, who really gives that much of a fuck? Everybody is a goddamn special effects wizard now. And super special effect critic now. Special effects have always looked good and bad forever. Even before we were doing CGI, when they just had to switch places with a stunt double, you could tell, like, oh, fuck, that was a stunt double. That don't even look like Keanu. Yeah, we know. We know. We always have. In the time of AI, I don't actually mind when I see something that looks bad. Because my main problem with the AI shit, you try to make it look too real, like you can't tell the difference. So I don't actually mind it. I like being able to see the difference. Because at least it can reinforce in your head that it's fucking fake. It's a goddamn stunt. So is that ruining the rest? That fucking what 3 to 5 seconds of the whole 50-minute show? Is that ruining it? No. Everybody saw it. Yeah, we all saw it. Yeah. Oh shit, that looked crappy. Anyway, that's not slowing down anything else happening in the show. Now, I will laugh because I made the same commentary that there wasn't a lot of dialogue for the Punisher. No, there wasn't. And that John Bernthal was one of the writers on the shit, and most of his dialogue was growling and roaring and shit. Yeah, it was. It was kind of funny after a point. It was. It was like Christian Bale's Batman having a horse voice. It's shit that happens, man, while they filming movies. It gets out to the public and we see that shit. We just like them. You know what? This sounds kind of goofy after so many times. It does. Didn't take away from what was happening, though. It was just one of those things that said, that's not kind of fucked up. Like, dude, every line is just, and the Punisher growls. That's his thing. It's his fucking thing. It's like Keanu Reeves saying, whoa. Whoa. Come on, man. Yeah, whatever. I can forgive that shit. I can forgive that. So it's not that big of a deal. Overall, is what I'm judging on, which is the show. And mind you, the psychology of Frank Castle, because mind you, he was not even the Punisher to the end of that shit. He wasn't the Punisher to the end. The beginning, you saw the Frank Castle after he had finished doling out the punishment on the family. He held responsible for his family's death. Then it was just Frank Castle dealing with all his inner demons and shit. And I'm sorry, a lot of those scenes really, really gripped at me, man. That was rough. It was rough shit. And it was just as rough as it was in Daredevil season 2 on Netflix when they introduced the Punisher and he's sitting there and talking to Daredevil about why he does what he does. That shit was, oh my God, that shit was painful. Him showing up to the graves of his family, dropping the key to his weapons, not his apartment, his fucking weapons. Dropping his key to the weapons, the Punisher, in the grass, and sitting there about to blow his goddamn brains out. And then he actually does see the ghost of his daughter. Like, woo, shit. That's some rough shit. That's some rough shit. Now, what I enjoy, since I've watched all of them, this version, John Bernthal's version of the Punisher, is him displaying that kind of mental anguish. It's not enough to just look morose, to look sad. to look angry. It's not enough for that. You have to understand the level of trauma that's involved in him, which means the way he can deal out that much punishment is because of how much love he had for his family. You know, the joke word in today's culture. When love turns to rage, it is unquenchable. He loved those folks. He had already been a soldier and he had a family. That was taken from him violently, tried to take him out violently as well. The only thing that is left is punishment. That's it. And it's a fire that will never stop burning. He might have been doing all of this shit just so he can have that. You took it away from him. So just like John Wick killing the dog his wife left him after she died, got him taking down a whole organization, Punisher will be taking down anything that stands in his way forever. It is not a happy trip. It is not a side quest. It's not a goddamn love story somewhere thrown in there. This is what it is. This is what it means to take these kind of things from this type of person. This is what you get. This is just the leftovers. This is what came through that storm. It ain't cuddly. And it ain't dialogue rich. You know why? Because he spends most of his fucking time alone. Or in the company of people he's showing up to kill. So it ain't dialogue heavy. Ain't gonna be a shitload of exposition. So I enjoy his portrayal of the Punisher. Just like I've enjoyed every other person's portrayal of the Punisher, except a little bit of Thomas Jane's bothered me a little bit. Because Thomas Jane was too much like he was trying to act tough. That's what it seemed like to me. But otherwise, look, before that, Ray Stevens was the closest to the Dylan Punisher to me. The Warzone Punisher looked like the goddamn Punisher. He looked like punishment was showing up. And he was not about no conversation. The shit was brutal. You was like amazed by the stuff that was happening to people on the screen. But that emotional depth that Bernthal puts into it, that he is really troubled, you didn't get from Ray Stevens. You got he was upset. You got he might have been sad, but you didn't get that internal struggle. The dealing with those demons and stuff. You didn't get that. Doesn't take anything away from the Ray Stevens one, because Ray Stevens looks like this is punishment. That motherfucker show up, it's over for you, bro. He is not a nice guy. And he is intimidating to look at. Bernthal's? Yeah, he can walk the streets. He can walk the street with his beard and everything. Y'all not even be paying attention to him. But what it also shows is this man is dangerous with anything. Anything. Anything is a weapon to be used to inflict some punishment on you. Especially if you're doing some dirty shit. Kids, bro, you might as well gave up the ghost. So I enjoyed this 50 minutes that I got in One Last Kill. Would it be better if it was a series stretched out like that? Maybe not. And the reason is this part of his life works better in a short dose. It may not work better in a long dose. Stretched out over 8 episodes. Might not work as well. Because then you have to add in too many other goddamn characters to make it interesting. And now you have to have Punisher having a long a lot of long dialogue happening. Like one of the things I found interesting that somebody else had to point out that it was Maganucci that was the villain in that shit. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't look at the Punisher as having a lot of reoccurring villains. You know why? That is not his fucking deal. He's not Batman. Motherfuckers aren't supposed to come back after watching the Punisher. That's supposed to be it. That is supposed to be it. That's the last stop. There is not a rogues gallery. There's a rogues cemetery, but there is not a rogues gallery, man. No. No, no, and no. Daredevil can have a rogues gallery. Batman can have a huge rogues gallery. The Punisher's rogues gallery is usually in the graveyard. There will not be reoccurring characters. So the few that do reoccur, you have to be surprised. Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. They didn't die miraculously. That's an oversight. He must have had an off day. So series wise, I don't think it'll work longer than the 2 seasons that it had. Because even the last season of The Punisher on Netflix was kind of, wasn't all that. Best thing you can remember that season for was him beating the shit out of some chicks in the bathroom. Brutally. Just like he was beating on dudes. Like, shit, bro. Ugh. Got a better fight out of them than Rhonda and Gina. No, I'm not off of that shit yet. So, small dose, yes. A full season? No. No. You feel like it. In another year, give us another special presentation and give us another one shot with the Punisher. Because that's all this was. In comic book terms and Marvel terms, it's a one shot. It's a one shot. They gave us a Punisher one shot. Damn, that was an awesome story. Yeah, for one issue. That ain't tied to anything else. Might have been in continuity. This is just something that happened on the way to something else. And that's how this one is. So fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with what I got there. We can move on. I'll see him in Spider-Man. Brand new day. He'll do a lot more talking, maybe. And maybe he won't kill anybody. That's fine. Punisher always showed up in Spider-Man stuff. Not that big of a deal. But I'm not going to be overly disappointed if he don't have a regular show, because it's kind of hard to fill out a regular show with that kind of shit. It's like having a regular Ghost Rider show. What you going to show the whole time? You going to keep doing that Hell's Bounty Hunter bullshit that they do with every character that comes from Hell on every fucking property? Oh, he's the Devil's Bounty Hunter. That is lame. That is not his fucking story. So, no, it worked for what it was. It worked for what it was. He has some problems, but he can be and is a functioning adult. He just has some mental issues when it comes down to the grief and trauma he has endured. But it doesn't keep him from being focused on a goal and proceeding to achieve his stated goal ruthlessly, which I'm fine with. That's what makes the Punisher character interesting. Not that he's talking it up, but that he's actually doing it. And when people run into him that are actual heroes and seeing how he's doing what he's doing, it's like, bro, what the you can't be doing this. Trying to talk him down. Like, no, it's not happening. You want to make it really good? Put Punisher in an Avengers movie and have him meet Captain America so you can see how that dynamic plays out. Because they've done it in the comic books. Put it on screen. Because I guarantee you two things would happen. If you put John Bernthal Punisher on the screen with a Chris Evans Captain America, you see how much respect Bernthal Punisher has for Chris Evans Captain America. So Cap could read him the riot act about doing all this killing him. Frank would take it. He'd take it. But if you put Hydra Cap up there, Chris Evans Hydra Cap, and John Bernthal's Punisher, you see the Punisher try to kill that motherfucker. And you'd see how good of a soldier he actually is. And how much of that super soldier serum Hydra Cap is going to have to be using. That'd be good. It's only two ways. Only two ways that shit is going to happen. And that would be interesting for the Punisher character. Throw him in a Spider-Man movie, I still think it's pointless. But whatever, fuck, I ain't seen the movie yet. And it's not clear what's happening outside of the fact that Jean Grey's going to be in it. Why? The fuck does Jean Grey have to do with Spider-Man? As far as I know, she ain't even from New York. There's other mutants, man. There's other mutants. Fucking hell, put Beast over there. Whatever the fuck. And speaking of mutants, I don't know who else realized this shit. I'm sure Angry Man realized it. Did y'all catch the fact that Drake dropped his new album and it's called Iceman? Then if you know comics, Drake and Iceman is Bobby Drake, the Iceman. Did anybody else catch that? It's like, this motherfucker think he's funny, right? He thinks he's funny. Nobody else caught this? You fucking geek. Out yourself. You fucking geek. Out yourself. You're a Canadian geek, you fucking nerd. You fucking nerd. I thought that was clever. I was like, Iceman, Drake. Drake, you think you funny, man. Just say you want to be part of the Wu-Tang Clan. Just say that. Because all their names is ripped off from Marvel Comics. You can join the Wu. Method Man will roll up. John Blaze. Ghost Rider. Come on, man. y'all motherfuckers is hilarious, dude. Where's the originality? I like that, though. I like that. Like, okay. Cerebral little Scorpio over there. All right, I got you, motherfucker. I got you. Drake the Iceman. Okay. You know he gay now in comics too, right? You know that, right? He got the ice poly for you. Maybe you missed that. You know. Maybe you missed that part. They made him gay. You know. The fans don't like it. But Marvel didn't give a fuck. They ain't rolled it back. Nope. So, see how much of that Iceman you living up to. Just saying. So, Punisher one last shot. One Last Kill was good for me. And the discourse around it, around special effects and whatnot. Look, the other part I'll say about this is that if you think the special effects were that bad at that part, then you shouldn't be disappointed about all those Marvel special effects people getting fired. You shouldn't be. Because these are the people who would have worked on some shit like that. Which is why I wasn't upset about it. Yeah, I know Evangeline Lilly got out there and she was worried about some of her friends that had worked on Ant-Man and the Wasp got fired and shit, some shit like that. And like, didn't Ant-Man and the Wasp have some questionable special effects too? That looked shitty? Then they should be fired. Wasn't this the same effects team that gave us bangers like She-Hulk? Were they or were they not? Because all they kept saying, oh no, these are award-winning special effects people that worked on the Avengers movies. Yeah, that was one thing. What about all the rest of these pieces of shit that came out that looked terrible? It's them same people too, right? Oh, so I understand why some of them got fired. They ain't all award winners. They're not all bangers. Clearly, you can see that. So it's not surprising. Not really. So as much as everybody's complaining about, yeah, this Punisher effect looked like shit. Well, those are the people who made it. Now, are you crying about them going out the door? Or are you happy they're making room for some new people who might know how to do this shit correctly? Or using AI to do it so they don't have to deal with that kind of shit. I want more hours. I want more of this. I need more time off. This is too big of a workload. This takes too long. I don't have time for myself. I need my work-life balance. You need a different job then. You're making a lot of demands to turn out shitty work. Apparently, you need to work somewhere else. You want to put up with all that shit. Because don't think I don't know that most of those people who got probably let go from there was a bunch of fucking females. That's the only reason why people want you to be all worried about it. What is a bunch of unemployed females gonna do? Get on Tinder and OnlyFans and get it popping? They'll be all right. Because there'll always be somebody to pick their ass up and take care of them. Or they bitch about and get therapy for it. So, Punisher one last shot, or one last kill. Good. Discourse was about it was interesting. But I don't want to see that in a series. I don't think it would work as a series. We've already had a Punisher series. I don't think we need another one. I don't have a problem with him just popping up and shit. I don't. I think he works better like that. It's like Todd McFarlane's approach with wanting to do a Spawn movie, a new Spawn movie, is not to have Spawn in the screen the whole time. It's to follow around Sam and Twitch, you know, the cops with personality and life to live. And then have Spawn show up at different times, which could be interesting. It's an interesting way to go. That the lead character, the title character, is not the one you see most of the goddamn time. It makes you develop more of a story around them and see how they move through it, as opposed to just following them around. Because I don't know if y'all ever read Spawn comic books, but most of the time this motherfucker is miserable in Rat City or Rat Alley, sitting around miserable. That doesn't make great television. Unless somebody comes along fucking with him. So leave him in Rat City. Let Sam and Twitch do all the chasing down the murderers and stuff like that and finding out what is going on, and then Spawn being attracted to that evil showing up. Interact with Sam and Twitch for a minute and then he off. Could be interesting. But something has to break the mold. The Punisher can function like that. He doesn't have to be there the whole time. Shit. And Born Again Season 2, when Matt was going to get his mask ripped off and people got shot through a window, the first thing everybody thought was, oh shit, it's the Punisher. Would have been nice. But they did that already. Bullseye made it more shocking. So you don't need to be there all the time. You just need to be there sometimes. And it'll work better like that. To me. You don't have to agree. I didn't ask. So, moving on next. So now I'm going to be finished before 11 o'clock. Awesome. Need to have a headache every weekend. So moving on to the biggest letdown of the week. Shit. I didn't even think about it in that context. The Boys. The Boys. And think about it in the context that this was a disappointing week for media all around. Rousey and Carano was disappointing. Season 8 launch on Rivals was disappointing. And The Boys episode 7 was disappointing. And then think about it in that context. This has been a week of fucking disappointments, media-wise. Damn. Yeah, I'm just going to have to start reading books all over, all the time now. I'm not even getting hyped for X-Men 97 season 2. I'm not hyped for that shit. They don't deserve the hype because they fired the person that was making it hype. They fired that person. So what am I getting excited for them for? Fuck them. They're just going to get over by dancing a X-Men uniform around like the person who actually filled that uniform is still there. No. For everybody who's asking questions, you see this banner rolling across the bottom of the screen? Try doing that. Just saying. That's how it works on other channels, other bigger channels than me. Just saying. So, The Boys, episode 7. This was underwhelming. And maybe I would have gotten more feeling out of it had I read the comic and seen how Frenchie died, as opposed to seeing how Frenchie died. But I felt nothing. Shout out to Torian Rain, because that's his phrase. I felt nothing. Didn't mean shit to me that he died. I didn't feel anything about it. Even Kumiko crying over him with the nice golden light shining in the middle of the room did nothing for me. It was just stupid. I did my watch. I did my review. I put out my review, and then I went back and listened to some other content creators talk about this shit, what nuggets they were trying to pull out of it. They were really doing a good job of trying to sound jazzed about this, and I couldn't believe them. The one thing we all agree on is that the episode was pretty shit. But I can't say I was overly hurt by Frenchie dying. I don't even think if Mother's Milk had died in that episode, I would have been completely broken up or anything like that. Can't say that at all. There was a lot of dumb shit on multiple levels with this that really bothered me. And one of which is that they went back to the school and they just hanging out there. Like, Homelander was just there. He knows where that is. You brought the legend there, and the legend led his ass back there. Why the fuck would you be sleeping here? You just didn't know he was there? Or it's just open to everybody because it's a rundown school and nobody's suspicious of a van being parked out front. It's like the stupid inconsistencies in this shit is really making me think these people write in a vacuum. That they think the characters who inhabit this world inhabit a bubble world in the scene that they're in, that there is nothing else happening outside of them. So people across from a school, because schools are usually in neighborhoods, nobody sees this van being parked outside and random people constantly going in and out of this rundown school and start asking any questions. You had the Premier Soup show up here, who hits the ground in a damn earthquake. Nobody says shit. Even in this heightened sense of this is, the turn everybody in America. Nobody said anything. This is fucking stupid, dude. It's just dumb. The other dumb thing was, how the fuck did Butcher and Frenchie transport uranium from Fort Harmony back to that goddamn school? How'd that happen? Was it just contained in that little glass thing? No, it wasn't. Maybe the prop and the lights were just contained in that glass thing. But I don't think they ripped all of that out the walls, put it on a cart and wheeled it over in the van. Because it's just radiation. It should be all right. I'm not understanding how You're irradiating a super being to try to give her an ability. And then you just open in the door and let this bitch walk out of there and you hugging all on her and shit like she's not still irradiated. The hell are you doing? You're dying now. Maybe I got a different understanding of how radiation works, especially at those high doses. But I don't think that works like that. I do not think it works like that. I think you wouldn't even be able to touch her, let alone stand next to her, without looking like some of these things melting to death in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Not at them levels. If it's melting that level of radiation exposure is melting superheroes' skin who were super durable, your ass should have just melted outright, not hung around. No! This is the part that's bothering me about these last few episodes of this shit for this season overall. Fucking inconsistency. Do you guys not understand these characters anymore? None of the shit you writing in here you understand, right? Holy shit. I can't wait for this show to end because you're doing all this ridiculous shit. I'm not upset about it ending. It's just ending badly. I don't think they can stick the landing. And I didn't think they could in the beginning of this season. I just wondered what it was going to be. And I'm seeing a fucking shit show. Literally. Did we not get a scene of somebody bleeding out their ass in this one? If so, I must have missed it. Because that's all they seem to have for you this season. Now, some of the elements in it actually work that seemed like they were really competently written. But that kind of goes into the same thing as like saying, Alien Earth had a couple of good episodes that were written, but those were the episodes that was written by this one guy. They were really well. Like, damn, somebody knows the material. And then you're back to the same old bullshit with the main writer. Excuse me, not Alien Earth. That was She-Hulk. The best episodes in She-Hulk weren't written by the main writer. They're written by some other guy that came in to help. Watching this episode of The Boys, there were standout monologues that were really good. At least 3 or 4. That don't make up for the rest of the damn episode, though. The best episode I've seen so far is the one where Starlight goes home and talks to her father. That's a monologue. 2 characters talking. Didn't take away from the whole episode, but that was probably the best one they could have ever made in this shit of a season. Other than that, you could have not watched this shit. Oh, wait, they did do ass humor in this because they had the cat chick and the dog dude sniffing each other's asses and telling them what they ate. So I can't wait for what's the next ass joke that's going to be in this. So yeah, I'm just waiting to watch it end. I'm waiting to watch it end. I could say maybe 3 seasons of this were actually good. Fourth season, start going down the wholly real political bullshit path. This fifth season is a fucking yawn. It might as well be the supernatural reunion show at this point, because that's the only things they got to show you that they all happy about. Like, yeah, I like these actors, but I'm not watching fucking Supernatural. So, do you have a story to tell, or do you just want us to slap you on the back, tickle your ass because you put Supernatural cast members in the show? Aren't they actors? Can they just play a role, or are they playing themselves? It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Now, the one thing people will grab onto as being hilariously funny and all that is Xander the Hammerhead Shark showing up and being voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. Well, yeah, that is funny. It was funny when I watched it live, when the episode dropped, and I did my review in reaction to it. It's funny on Patreon to me. It wasn't funny after that. It's not making up for how shit the episode was. And I know Samuel L. Jackson don't give a shit because he's been in some shitty movies before. Not that big of a deal. So while it's funny, it don't make up for the whole episode. It's just a nice little Easter egg if you actually could tell voices and nobody had to tell you that shit. So you could run tell that. Otherwise, the episode was nothing to write home about. So going into the following week, this week, the finale, what do I think I'm going to see? A shit show. A shit show. I do not have the feeling that it will end satisfactorily. I don't have that feeling at all. I don't have the feeling that I'm amped up to see what happens. I'm not. I will just be watching it, like watching the news. Things are happening on the screen, but I am not emotionally engaged in anything that's happening here. I'm not even caring really for the characters. If in this 1 hour finale, they got down to Homelander at the White House and they're fighting Homelander, and somehow Kumiko and Soldier Boy get to let off their internal nuclear blast and strip the soups of their powers, or at least strip Homelander of his powers. Marie Moreau showed up and gave him a blood clot in his brain, and he dropped dead on the spot, or in boys fashion, just blew up his penis. It still wouldn't matter. If all the characters got killed, it still would not matter. I still would not be impressed. Because given the level of writing that these people have showed, there is no satisfactory ending that they're going to give me for this. Because their writing has been such shit. It's not going to be satisfactory. I know how it ends in the comic. I don't think it's going to be that. And even if it was, it'd still be underwhelming. What other emotional levers do you have to pull? You going to have Billy kill Mother's Milk? Huey have to stab Starlight or something? Ryan showed up and get the hell beat out of him by his daddy again? What? I don't see a satisfactory ending for this at all. I don't see the thrust, the main thrust to push towards an inevitable conclusion. Because they had too many possible scenarios of how it could end. Maybe it's the virus. Maybe it's Soldier Boy. Maybe we got to keep him from getting this. Maybe we can just make Kumiko irradiated now. You got too many irons in the fire. Too many. I don't see there in any way being able to be a satisfactory ending for this shit. And the funny part is, I'll still watch it. I'll still watch it. Just so I can know what grade and level of shit it was. Yeah. Yeah, that was nut milk shit. Disappointing. So at this point, if you want to enjoy The Boys, I would suggest you go and read the damn comic book. You know, the original source. Go back to the source. Go back and read the original work because the comic had to end at a point too. Go back and read it. There's a lot of trades out there. You can use some fun time reading through all of that shit. And then realize how the writers and the showrunner wanting to pour their distaste for the real world political environment into the show ruined it. As I heard a commenter say that if you didn't want a political message in The Boys, you were tuning into the wrong show because it was all about politics. No, it was all about corporatism. Politics was just part of it. But the whole show wasn't about politics. It didn't start about politics. You know, like House of Lies, The West Wing and shit. Those shows started on the premise of politics. This show did not start on the premise of politics. From the very first episode, the show was about dysfunctional fucking corporate soups and the shit they get to get away with. Not politics. So shut the hell up. Just because you like that shit, go make your own show about that shit and see how well it floats. I don't understand why people don't get that the ideas that you keep implanting in these franchises are not helping the franchises at all. Because every one of them, you get to get your little say-so in and inject this bullshit into, goes down in flames. Every one. Are you that detached from fucking reality that you can't see that? Are you altered on drugs that much where you can't even perceive this kind of reality? That shit is not working. It is not anything that people want to see. And every show you put it into, every show that's popular that you put this shit into, immediately goes down the tubes. Immediately. It couldn't even work in a Star Trek show. Centered around all of that. Couldn't even work in that. Franchise been around forever, longer than most of you dumb fucks who have these ideas and want to put them into shows have been alive. And you unalive the fucking franchise doing that shit. You don't see that? You don't get it? Oh, it's half the country is just bigots. No. The majority of the fucking country don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Why don't you catch a clue? You know, the majority does not care about that shit. That's why it doesn't work. Because if you were the majority, the shows would still be on the fucking air. So stop it. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to have your voice. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be some shows that reflect your fucking reality. I'm not saying that at all. But these established franchises ain't it. That's what I am saying. What I'm saying is you need to take the creative bone you think you fucking have and create something that you can put all of that stuff in that is your own property and see how it works. Because trust me, if there's an audience for it, they will show up. But don't be surprised if that audience is not huge. Don't be surprised. It's going to be as big as that audience can be. I understand that very well. It's not even a bubble, Beastly. You know what it is? It's people with their hands over their fucking ears yelling, la, 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 la. Just wanting to talk to their friends. Validation monkeys. That they need the claps from these people. My problem is they just keep doing it in franchises that didn't need their ass in it to begin with. That were successful without all of that shit being thrown into it. And as soon as they throw all that shit into it, it is no longer a success. And they don't understand why. I don't understand why it happened. I only had gas and matches. That's pathetic. That in my lifetime, I could see the rise of popular worldwide phenomena IP. And in the same lifetime, I could see the destruction of those IPs. By the younger people who came in and think they understand it better than the people who've been supporting it. And you know what's missing? It's missing the strong female character. It wasn't diverse enough. It needs this in it. We need a Klingon with a skirt on. And the boys needs to all be political. And we need to have this to be a representation of Donald Trump. Do we? Because I don't remember Donald Trump in the original material. I don't even remember Obama in the original material. So does it need to be that? Or do you need it to be that? Separate yourself from the material since you ain't a fucking fan of it anyway. Get your own self-insert bullshit out of it. Because if it ain't your actual personage that you're putting into this shit, you're putting your political views into this shit. Who gives a fuck about your political views? Your friends? Then go fuck off with your friends. Do some off-Broadway shit or make a play or something. Who gives a fuck? You wonder why you motherfuckers end up out of work. It's the shit you believe in. This is the shit you believe in. That is not resonating, not bringing back the dollars for the companies that put up the money to give you a fucking job to do this brand assassination. And then they kick you out the door. You're like, oh, look how bad it is. They kicking me out the door. You did shit work. Nobody wants to pay for that. Entitled assholes. So I'm not expecting much this week from the boys. I'm not. I will watch it. I will. And I will see how it ends. And my reaction will be recorded. And I'll throw it up on Patreon. And then I'll cut the reaction off and give it to you people on YouTube. Just so you can see the looks on my face. If you get into that kind of thing. Otherwise, it'll be over and I'll be glad it's over. And that's even if the episode is a banger. I'll still be glad the shit is over. Even if it's a banger, I'll still be glad it's over. Because then I won't have to watch them go through the death throes of having more stupid ass ideas thrown on screen and told I'm the problem if I don't like this shit. They need good writers and they have to understand what subtlety is. Subtlety is saying, why don't we go somewhere and see what comes up? Non-subtlety is, man, I just want to fuck. I just want to fuck. I just want to fuck. Can I hit that? Can I get that pussy? That's not subtlety. Basically what they are. But how can I expect subtlety from a generation who thinks Megan Thee Stallion is a dope rapper? And I say that having never listened to anything from Megan Thee Stallion, but her talk. Anyway, my last little thing I have, which is something I heard and it still remains to be seen, is the shit about the Odyssey. I am interested to see the Odyssey. As you guys know, I've been going back through the book, rereading the book because I don't remember much of it. And so I'm refreshing myself on the Odyssey before the movie comes out. I am a Christopher Nolan fan in the sense that I appreciate what he brings to filmmaking, his direction, and his choice of projects that he works on. I thought Oppenheimer was awesome. Visually, it was awesome to see what somebody who has this kind of genius intellect actually sees, what the molecules look like moving in space and how that could be unnerving. I enjoy Memento for the broken linear storytelling that was in it. I enjoy Batman Begins for taking Batman in a different direction and making it realistic, not Joel Schumacher comical and campy, but making it realistic. And I actually appreciated some of the things he did outside of Batman Legends, outside of established canon, but putting some stuff in there that made it a little bit more interesting. Like, I don't know, Batman being trained by the League of Shadows. That was more fun for me. It was. Knowing Batman lore, that made it more fun. That made it more interesting. I enjoy the practical visual feast that he always gives me in a cinematic experience. I went to the theaters during COVID to watch Tenet with my mask on, sitting in the theater, seats taped off next to me on both sides while I'm sitting there watching this movie in the fucking theaters. I appreciate that because he said, fuck you, I'm still putting it in. I make movies for the big screen, not for the little one. And I'm putting it out in theaters still. I appreciate somebody having that kind of balls. Say, fuck you, I'm doing it this way. This is what I made. This is how I do my work. People will show up if they want to see it. I showed the fuck up and enjoyed the movie. Now, I'm expecting that from the Odyssey. Now, all these folks that's pissed off because some of the stuff does not look accurate. The armor is not exactly accurate and shit like that. Motherfucker, are we making a historical reenactment? Or is this his version of it? Because as I understood, it's a fucking movie. I went and saw the Napoleon movie. It wasn't an accurate historical reenactment. Some shit they made up. I'm not worried about that. The cast looks awesome. Even with Tom Holland in it. The cast looks awful. I would be willing to see any of these people in their own solo movie. Any of them. The fact that they're all showing up to be in a Christopher Nolan movie proves the cachet that this director has. People want to be a part of a movie that he's making because he's made some goddamn bangers. No matter how removed from being warm and cuddly he may seem, because he is that much of a goddamn intellectual, he does make some good movies that actually make you think. Can I forgive that for Odyssey? Odyssey is a fucking story. God damn it. Myth. Like Batman. So there is some creative liberties he can take. Now, motherfuckers all bent out of shape about Helen of Troy being black. Why? Because she's really supposed to be Greek? Look, then I can be pissed off about, I don't know, Elizabeth Taylor being Cleopatra. You didn't give a fuck about that, did you? So why the fuck do I give a fuck about Helen of Troy being black? Why? Does it matter? Some motherfucker went to war over some chick he couldn't have. Got a lot of men killed, got himself killed over trying to steal a woman from some other man. And it was a black chick? Call her Sunshine. It makes sense. She'd be down for that. I don't give a shit what color the woman is in that situation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Well, it's not historically accurate. He's not making a historically accurate film. So, fuck off with that. If he was making a documentary, I'm sure he can prove the opposite. Now, the part that's come out recently, which really got people's panties in a bunch, is the fact that they say Elliot Page is going to be playing Achilles, the ghost of Achilles. Somewhat demigod, the human touched by God, in a sense. Wow. That could be something to talk about. Yeah. But here's the thing. Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page, who went through the mammectomy, the sex change, and all of that to become Elliot Page, playing Achilles, does kind of fuck with that masculine ideal a lot. And what I saw people using was the last interpretation they saw of Achilles being Brad Pitt and Troy. Okay. Was that historically accurate? It was a good movie, make no mistake about it. Brad Pitt was killing it as Achilles. He was. Fighting style, all of that stuff. Killing it. But are they making Troy too? Or are they making the Odyssey with the same character in his movie? So does he have to look like Brad Pitt? I'm just curious. We just went through the versions of the Punisher. They all got a skull face on their chest, but they don't all look alike, do they? I mean, true enough, they're all naturally born men. But some tall, some short, some thinner, some stockier build. You know. But is that not their version of the Punisher? Now, say what you want about Elliot Page. The one thing I can tell you about Elliot Page is they're probably a very good actor. Probably a very good actor. Since I know where they came from. You know, I know the origin story. So they're probably a decent enough actor. I also know that if anybody was going to give them a role in a major motion picture, they could get over with Christopher Nolan. Why? Because he's used them before. Did you not catch the fact that most of this cast has worked with him before? Fuck. If he had my PewDiePie in here, Florence Pugh, I wouldn't be disappointed. But a lot of these people he's already worked with before. So he's good for reusing actors. And if he signed off and liked show acting, I don't think it would matter if you had a sex change. I don't think it would matter at all. Because what's inside of you that comes through when you act is still the same. Doesn't matter about your outside appearance. Now, what does this do for the culture warriors? Oh, man, they beating on their shields and shit. They're ready to go to war. For what? 3 hours of a fictional character that don't look like Brad Pitt? So, in my mind, it just boosts Troy up more. You want to see a badass Achilles? You watch Troy. This one, wait, it remains to be seen. But make no mistake about it, I don't think Elliot's going to be out there kicking nobody's ass. And if he is, it's just a small dude in a movie, of course. They do the same thing with 90-pound women. They make them kick big people's asses. You know, feminism. So this would be the one time a 5-foot nutting little dude can actually kick somebody's ass in a movie and not be Spider-Man. Now, I heard the complaint that the version of the Odyssey, because there's a different version apparently, that Christopher Nolan may have used may have been the feminist version of it, translated by this chick. And proven out because he's repeated her name twice. Well, that's almost a definite to me. Now, how you take somebody else's story and retranslate it into a feminine lens is what you would call revisionist history. Is that not likened to going to Egyptian hieroglyphs and lightening the colors on the people so they're not brown? You fucking... I don't know what political party you're from, but it seems like a lot of you come from the same group. That shit is You might as well have AI do it. You have a bent. And make no mistake about it, it is a bent that is detrimental to everybody. If the story originally told did not make women look good, that's not your job to change it around to something else to make them look good. It's not. That is somebody else's original work. You don't get to copy over it to make it something more liking to you to make your feelings feel good. Revisionist history. So if Nolan was using that version, that translation of the shit, then you should know what you're getting there. But like any movie, pick up the main beats and leave out all the rest. For me, it would be something to see an Elliot Page as Achilles or the ghost of Achilles. That'd be something. That'd be like, oh wow. Anyway, is the whole story about that motherfucker? No. So you can do your cameo like Helen of Troy. You can get in and get the fuck out. Because I'm showing up for the story of the Odyssey, Odysseus. His son and one of these gods. I don't care about the rest of that shit. They're actors. Let them do their fucking job and act. You're commentators, critics, reactors. Do your fucking job and react to the shit. I'm still interested to see the movie. Even with all these things that make other people all upset. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the movie. Let me judge it on that material and not all this outside meta shit that don't matter to the product. Can the people in the movie fucking act? What characters are they playing? Are those characters acted well? It's like going to a play and seeing a woman with a beard on or a man dressed in drag. Are they acting or are they living their real life? They're actors? Oh, well, who gives a fuck? Do I believe this bitch in the beard as a man? Do I believe this dude is dressed as a female? Remember when I was young and realized that Kabuki theater was a bunch of Japanese men dressed up like women? Like, what? I don't know. That seemed a little weird. Then I see grown women walking around with makeup jobs like that. Then I realized what was actually weird. It's just fucking acting. They're not the real people. You know that, right? And like Malika saying in the chat, it's Christopher Nolan's interpretation of it. So shut the hell up. If I gotta watch this Star Trek, Starfleet Academy bullshit, then I'll watch this shit too. Everybody's doing their own takes on whatever the fuck they feel like now. Like it, don't like it. Does it matter one way or the other? Not really. It's not a historical reenactment. It is his interpretation of the material. If you use the distorted lens of one translator, then that's his fucking fault. Because that ain't the version I got. But since this stuff has to be translated and has been translated by multiple different people, there's a lot of versions of it out there. Probably each with their own little political bent. So at least if the main beats are there, then the rest of that window dressing doesn't matter. That's what I'll be showing up for. And I'm sure if Elliot is actually in this shit, it's funny for a joke, but it won't make a big bit of difference in the whole overall movie. And if I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. I can be wrong. It's not that big of a deal. To err is human. And since we all down here are not floating up in heaven, we all wrong in some kind of way. And we're going to be wrong. So it's fine. Ain't no perfect people down here. Nobody knows it all, and nobody's perfect. So we got room to fuck up. And that's a good thing. It's about 2:20. And it's almost 11 o'clock. Told y'all I was going to be done at about 11 o'clock. Headache and all. So that's my little bit on that. Blood boiling. Elliot Page is an actor. Ellen Page was an actor too. If they want a non-gendered term, everybody that acts is an actor. Plain and simple. You don't need to trust on it. It's like, is it a policewoman or a policeman? It's a police officer. That covers everybody. Covers everybody. Now you non-gendered the shit. Because if you want to be funny about it, the Punisher doesn't have to be a man. It can be a woman. All you need to do is punish motherfuckers. Because the Punisher is non-gendered. It's a non-gendered word. As long as you're getting out there doing the same work, you get the same title. So fine, she can be an actor. He, them is an actor. And I don't usually go in for that shit, but the only reason I don't usually get into people's delusion. But the one thing I can say about Elliot is that Ellen was committed. She was committed. She took that shit to the hilt. She took it to the hilt. It wasn't no half-ass playing at it shit with her. She took that shit to the hilt. She went the whole way. That's Elliot now. And that's my thing. I don't give a shit about people having or standing up for their convictions. I don't. But just be that. Don't half-ass it. It's like religious people wanting to use religion as a sword and a shield, but then they don't want to be religious. Motherfucker. Whatever you do, just do it 100%. If that's the way you are, then that's the way you fucking are. Don't be out here turning no tricks and sucking dicks on the weekend. Have your ass in the church, living by your hymns and the word. Do that. Do it 100%. Don't be out here half-assing it. Ellen didn't half-ass it. Ellen went all the way. And now we got Elliot for that shit. Elliot it is, motherfucker. You get all the fun, the unfun shit. Yeah, the punishment is non-gendered because they don't discriminate. There are females that took up the mantle of Punisher. There's one specifically while Frank was missing. It's like spawn is a non-gendered term. It's not she spawn. It's just spawn. I liked Ellie. I liked Ellen Page in the Umbrella Academy, but when she started going through that transition shit, that's what made the show suck. They had to get off the show. The show had to shut down for that shit because the white violin ain't never been transgendered. So you fucking killed the show. Congratulations. But if anything, I might think it's kind of crazy to do that to yourself. But if anything, Elliot looks more like Ellen now, from what she used to be, looks more like a dude now. Yeah, it looks like Justin Bieber, but she looks more like a guy. Always did. If it's better for her, it's better for her. Him, whatever. Fine. It's her choice. She's an adult. She wasn't a teenager trying to make no choice like that. No. It's a grown ass fucking woman who made a choice to become a grown ass man. I thought it would have been less prohibitive if you just want to date women and be a woman. But whatever. You want to live it out fully? Fine. You get the same shit we get now. Trust me, it ain't a cakewalk. But have fun with that. Yeah, a black man as a Punisher probably wouldn't happen. Because then you see all these geeks up in arms that he was out there killing white folks. Even if, put this out there, if they race swap Frank Castle into a black man and put out a comic, a one-shot comic about his family being killed, shit like that, and him going after these mobsters and killing all of them, this is when you see people who take the side of the mobsters and hate Frank Castle. Because no white boy want to see their ass getting snuffed out by no black dude when they did him wrong. They don't want to see that shit. They would. This is when you'd see the fucking sales and the Punisher go through the floor. Oh hell no, that ain't the Punisher. It's the same story. You just swap the colors. No, I ain't for that shit. Woke agenda. What's woke about it? Because you made the Punisher black? You know this shit has been happening to black men throughout the years, right? Throughout slavery, Reconstruction, all that shit. You know this shit was happening, right? If you put it in the old rural South and these motherfuckers showed up on his lawn and had a burning cross up there, then he put the skull face on his chest and went out there and went after the motherfuckers, you'd still have a problem with that too, wouldn't you? So your problem is you don't like people getting their comeuppance on you. You don't like seeing that shit. Well, I don't like seeing black folks being treated like sweaty-faced slaves and weak-ass bitches on shit either. So I don't give a fuck about Helen of Troy being black. Because you didn't give a fuck about me being upset about Cleopatra being white in Africa, in Egypt. Yeah. First Punisher set during Reconstruction. That'd be a story to tell. Charles, all these places around the Mediterranean, Egypt, which is in Africa, that people always want to forget and stuff like that, had darker hued people. The main thing these motherfuckers is bitching about is that they ain't light enough. From an area that usually had more darker people. Like the movie you haven't heard about coming out because it came out the same time as another movie is the one with damn, I don't want to say his name is fucking Clarence. Jesus Christ, why am I forgetting his name now? Captain Falcon. Why am I forgetting his name? Y'all throw it in the chat. My brain is drawing a blank right now. Probably because I gotta go to the restroom. Let me go to the restroom real quick because I'm old now. Give me 2 minutes and y'all tell me what Captain Falcon's name is. All right, thank you all for sitting with me. Hitflix got it right. Thank you, Anthony Mackie. Now, I forgot what other movie was coming out at the same time. This movie, Hitflix got a name, Desert Warrior. As far as I know, it's been out for a couple weeks. Nobody's talked about that shit. You barely saw the advertisements over some other movie that was coming out at the same time. But when you watch the trailer for that movie, it's called The Desert Warrior, but you look at that shit and it's like, dude, ain't that the story of Hannibal? That's Hannibal's story, right? But it's not called Hannibal, is it? It's called The Desert Warrior. Why is that? Like, for real, why is that? Some of them people from that area who actually did big things in the world at that time handed people their asses. It's not white boys. Wasn't the pale skin. You know that, right? The Moors, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, some of the melanated peoples. Y'all don't be trying to show them too much. Curious. But we supposed to believe your interpretations of these people from these traditionally melanated areas as being white Caucasians. I wonder why that is. Is it because they were powerful and influential and they don't look like you, but you want that same power and position they have? You just want to steal from them? Take that from them? Truth be told, in history, you are not the architects of the best creations. You usually get that shit from other people. While a white woman might be the beauty standards for you, even proven now, every white woman that wants to be considered beautiful wants to have some of these melanated features. She want to tan a little bit. She want a big ass and some nice full lips. Because even she know she does not possess that. But some other people do. So quit it. It's too long gone for y'all still to keep trying to push the same thing and being all outraged when people don't agree with you. You are no different than these woke folks with their bullshit. No different. Nobody wants to hear all that shit anymore. There's too many of us out here and there's too many mixed people in the world. Get over yourself. It's just a fucking movie. Not even a historical movie. It's a fucking myth. I can tell you this. As much as I love Troy, the Helen of Troy that was in that shit could make me go to war with myself. She was not hot. She was not attractive to me. Didn't work. Now, Lupita may not be overly attractive to me either. But you know what Lupita does have that I like? She's got a great ass. Oh, yeah. I can see somebody wanting to go to war over that. I can see somebody wanting to go to war over that. She may not be traditionally beautiful to me. But you know what she does have? She has a nice, even hue of skin. She can look pretty as fuck. So what? So what? Y'all was bitching over the Jada Pinkett Cleopatra movie. Oh, she wasn't black. Was she not from Egypt or what? Because if you go to Egypt today, I see a lot of dark-skinned people there still. Still. They ain't stopped making them over there. You know that, right? So what are you upset about? Because she wasn't a American black person? You know, socio-economic class? So the fuck what? She wasn't white either. Gloria Miles, Helen of Troy. I'm spitting, dudes. Yeah. Yeah, you smiting the whole army for that shit. Yeah, the only reason you have people there is for trade and invasion. Yes. And what happens at all them trading posts? People mix. People mix. Any port, any site of trading between nations ends up having a lot of mixed people there. Nobody is one thing. Because the first thing you trade in is ass, sex, then spices and weapons and all the rest of that shit. But ass and seminal fluid is the first thing you start trading in. And seeing a woman that is not of your group, which would be exotic, and seeing her like, holy shit, this is the most beautiful bitch I've ever seen. Her skin is naturally that color like that? Man, I ain't seen one of them like that before. It's natural. It actually makes sense. It doesn't make sense that bitch ass Mark Anthony sailed all that way and came and saw a bitch that looked just like the ones he came from and said, I'm in love with her. Yeah, I really need that. Shut the fuck up. You sound retarded. Same thing with Helen of Troy. He didn't go to war because that bitch looked just like the ones he had back home. He wanted her because she didn't look like the ones he had back home. And if his ass is white, then she got to be something else. Tell me I'm wrong. Do you have passport bros because they looking to get the same shit they got here? Or are they looking for something a little different, a little exotic? Maybe she speak a different language. Maybe she got a different fucking accent. Maybe she got some different home training. No, you're not going to look for the same thing you already got. No. So get over it. It's fine. She can be black for one movie. It's fine. It's not going to break anything. Good Lord. I just seen a 6-foot black dude with fake dreadlocks, a terrible, terrible gravelly voice, and a dress on and pumped shoes. Shut up. I got to deal with that dumb shit. Okay. So let me guess. Somebody like this could not exist in the ancient world? Is that what you're telling me? Somebody like this couldn't exist in the ancient world. Y'all know who this is. You should. You watch my show once or twice. You should know who this is. This is one of them pictures of beauty in my mind. And not just because she's brown skinned. Because I told you, I like women. I'm attracted to women. And beautiful women come in all kinds of colors, all kinds of nationalities, which is the fun part about it. That's a beautiful ass woman. You know what the funny part is? She's fucking Italian. She don't look white to me. Oh, maybe she's from that southern part of Italy. You know, the ones they don't like, them dark-skinned ones. Maybe that's it. But I can tell your silly ass is this. If I went to Italy and saw chicks like her walking around on the streets, nigga, I want to move. I would want to move. Because that means I can get me some hot brown-skinned chick like this with an accent, speaking Italian. Who cooks for you? I'm like, oh, bitch. You say one more word. Who cooks for you? I'm making breakfast. You can make all the dinner you want. I'm making breakfast. Because we need to do something biblical. Just saying. He's singing like Jamiroquai. Touch me in the nighttime. All I want from you is love. And I know you can do it. Make it feel so strong. Make it happen. All I want to do is spend a lifetime with you. Oh. Okay. Here's another one. So that's my show, and I got to do the female appreciation part. Let me objectify this next chick, even though she took these pictures and put them up. A lot of mixing going on in that face. That's an objectively beautiful woman. You know what? She don't look like me. She looks a little exotic. She even got curly hair. If I rolled up on that, I was sailing across the ship for 6 months or so, landed on some place, and then I'm seeing a woman that walk around there. I'm like, well, goddamn. They got these over here? Oh, hell no. I need that. Oh, that's somebody's wife. Hey, fuck that dude, man. Look, I've been on a ship for 6 months. My sword has yet to been pierced through somebody's flesh. He got something to say. He might catch it. He might catch it. I just need to talk with her. I need to talk. We don't speak their language. Well, we gonna figure it out, man. I can learn. She ain't even big breasted. She got boobs like Elliot Page used to have, or Ellen Page used to have. But all this shit, if you never seen something like that, you go to war over that. Ancient world, yeah, you go to war over that. Anybody talking shit would have to catch it. Nah, bro, I need her. We got to get back on the ship and go back for another 6 months. She coming with me. I'm not going to be thinking about that shit for 6 months all the way back home. Hell no. She coming with me. She got to come with me. Even my last one, a little bit of eye candy. Even something like this. Even something like this. Miss Majors. How you doing, Miss Majors? That's a married woman. You've been on a ship for 6 months. You touched around somewhere else. You saw something like this. You'd kill a husband. You probably would. Because I don't know about y'all, but I told you I'm a proud lesbian. Dudes are ugly as fuck to me. Ugly as fuck. I've worked in trades where I'm around dudes all day. They're as ugly as shit. And any woman walking by is a sight for sore eyes. Something like that, yeah, somebody gonna have to get hurt. Somebody gonna have to get hurt because I don't need no beauty like that walking away from me, man. I need you looking right at me all the time, even if she bitter faced. Like, I got one last one. This one Malika will appreciate. This one Malika will appreciate. Sailing for 6 months, I end up in another country, and then I roll up on something like this. And no, that's not Aaliyah, y'all. That's Sade. Yeah, somebody got to catch it. Somebody gonna have to catch it. Somebody would have to catch it. She's married, Menelaus. I don't give a fuck. See how many people we rolled into town with? He ain't doing shit. He ain't doing shit about that, man. Spoils of war. Let him say something. Roll over to burn this whole fucking town down. I can see people doing it for something like that. Once again, she don't look like me. She does not look like me. Dudes don't go to war over chicks that look like them. No, they go for the exotic beauty. So it's better in a historical context if you have Helen of Troy being something other than white. Because that's the only thing that would make men want to fight for it. It's rare. It's different. It's not like the shit we got back home. Some boil-faced bitch. No. Shut up. You know, I get pissy over the wrong goddamn things all the time. And it's blatant. Wonder why people call you a fucking racist all the time. Because you are. No, you're not racist. You're just bigoted. You don't have any power over anything except public opinion. And the millions that follow you. You know why, Beasley? Because Lupita looks African. Lupita looks African. Megan has enough softer tones that she looks European in some ways. That's why. It's a sensibility thing. You have to understand the culture in which you were crock-potted in. You have to. That is in this culture. You kind of pick it up from Western culture. What people value, what the dominant culture values. And you start to see it yourself, like a little bit of brainwashing. Which is, once you understand that, you understand that programming that has been put into you, you also understand what they dislike, which is people looking actually African. Lupita looks very African. There is no way around it. You can't fool yourself into thinking, well, Ava Mendez kind of looks white, even though she's not actually white. In a certain light, she looks like a white girl. She ain't. But that's what it is. You're supposed to hate that dark ass African looking skin. Why? Because white women do. Because it's a standard they cannot reach. And when they do try to reach that shit, they look really fucked up. Like an Escape from New York kind of way fucked up. Plastic surgery. What the hell is a BBL for except for giving flat booty bitches black women's asses? That's why I don't understand why black folks wanted to get into that shit. It's not for you. It's like black dudes getting dick extensions. For what? Everybody trying to live up to your standard. Why are you trying to do they same dumb shit? You are too programmed. Deprogram yourself. Thank you, Charles. Ethnocentrism. I don't use all the big words all the time. It makes me unrelatable. Yeah, they are. And some of them are from some of the European places in the world. Imagine that. But we got a historical reenactment and they mad because somebody ain't white. Shut up. Cry to somebody who give a fuck. Cry to some of the people in the country that still got brown people in it that have been there for millennia. Cry to them. And see, don't they give a fuck about your complaint? Anyway. I can make this point a little bit better. Well, it's like my kids say, I'm just beating it to death, over talking it. I probably am. Yeah, I'm sure I don't give a fuck. I'll show you this and I'll ask you what's wrong with this picture. What's wrong with this picture, y'all? Can you tell me? This is the crowd response section. To be delayed is my viewership. Malika, you are right. That is not their complexion. Whose complexion is it? Wow. Yeah, I love when people don't donate to the stream. It makes everything so much more fun. Too much pancake. Yep. Too much pancake makeup. On chicks that aren't dark. Or excuse me. On chicks that are dark. Don, Holly, and Cindy. I think I got that right on the first go. Too much makeup. Exactly, Herb. They got all this white pancake makeup on these chicks. And mind you, these are three beautiful women. These are three beautiful women. But for their album cover to sell to this audience, somebody told them and they believed that they needed to pack on all this white powdered makeup on their face to make them look white in the light. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. They can still sing, but that makeup part made that picture ugly as fuck. Which is funny. If I pulled up a picture, girl group, these are women, nigga. These are women. No, I did get it right in one go. Awesome. Dawn, Cindy, and Holly. Okay, some of the same women. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. Undeniably black women. Imagine that. Anyway. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I gave you a 3-hour show apparently for free since nobody donated. And the people who want to ask questions and not donate for a question, very telling. But I bet money if you're on somebody else's channel, you could donate to ask that question. So, 3 hours in, I'm going to get out of here now and go do something else. Those are my opinions for today. Appreciate y'all coming through. Like, share, subscribe, support stream if you feel so inclined. This has been the Hero's Journey. I do this every Sunday from 8 a.m. until I feel like stopping. I'll talk about geekdom life and everything in between. Good luck on the finale of The Boys. I will check out Is God Is or whatever the fuck it was, so I can do the string with Dr. T and the ensemble. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.